I'll never forget this day. It happened probably about a year ago. I was at the clinic. I was sitting at my desk. I heard the door open and I looked over, and this lady walked in. She wasn't actually walking, I should say. She was more taking these short, choppy little steps. She was hunched over. I mean, you could really just see the pain on her face. And she made it across over to where I was. I was sitting at my desk, and she asked me if I was a physical therapist, and I said yes. And she started to tell me about her problem, and she didn't even have a doctor's order. She had paid cash to come in that day to see me, and so she started telling me about her problem. Her name was Anne, and about 6 weeks ago she had been vacuuming, and she felt a twinge in her lower back, and she didn't think much of it. But the next day the pain was worse, and a couple days later she started to have pain shooting down her leg, and this went on for a couple weeks, and it wasn't getting better. It was getting worse and worse. And so Anne went to see her doctor, and the doctor said, we better get an MRI. So they took the picture, they got the MRI, and the results came back, and she had a herniated disc that was pushing, compressing on a nerve, and that was sending the symptoms down her leg. And so the doctor referred her to a surgeon, a neurosurgeon. He saw the MRI, and he said, he told Anne she needed surgery, that disc was pushing on the nerve and giving her the pain. He wanted to go in and fuse that part of her spine to relieve the pressure on the nerve. And Anne was very scared about having surgery. She was a mother. She had two little kids. She was very active, exercised regularly. And so she ended up at my clinic for physical therapy. And again, she started telling me about the series of events. She had the MRI results with her, and I asked her a couple questions. I had her try a couple movements. It took about 5 minutes, and within that time, I told her that I did not feel she needed surgery. I told her we could correct this problem, we could resolve it, we could correct the problem, the symptoms would go away through exercise. And so she jumped at that, anything to avoid surgery, of course. So she came in to see us for about 6 weeks. She'd come in twice a week, sometimes 3 times, 2 or 3 times a week over that 6-week period. And within that time, we resolved the problem. All of her pain went away. She was able to return back to all those activities she enjoyed so much. And of course, she avoided surgery. And that's my message today. I just wanted to speak to you about is that I think a lot of times we'll get a result back from the MRI, and we'll see that as almost like a death sentence, that, oh my gosh, I need surgery or I have to do this. But a lot of times, in fact, most of the time, you do not need surgery. And I really want to make that point. So what I'm going to do tomorrow, if you check your email out, I'll shoot you an email, and I'm just going to put in those questions and those little movements I asked Anne to do, and it's like a self-assessment. You can really assess yourself within those couple minutes to see how intense that disc is on the nerve, and again, if in fact you need to get any type of surgery because of it. So check out your email tomorrow. I'll send those questions and those little movements, that self-assessment that you can do, and you have it for yourself for the future, or if you currently are having symptoms. I hope you aren't, but if you are, you can use this as almost like a test, a barometer to see where you need to go. But thanks so much for watching. I enjoy speaking to you, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.